Stay on your toes, y'all, because I'm coming up here all night. And are you ready for another comedian? Yeah! Our next comic, he's got a show at Life on Mars Bar. Show is called Life on Mars. How easy is that? On February 5th, let's put our hands back together for Nick Hunt coming up here.
What's going on? How we doing? That's right, Nick Kuntzman. It's a confusing name, right? It's just, I'll clear it up. It's Nick with an N. Kuntzman with a cunt. Cunts in the front, that's what Granddad used to say. Okay, listen, this is the thing. It's a bad last name, and I am giving it to my children one day. That's what's happening. That's the only fucking reason I'm gonna have kids. This has been a bad last name for at least the last 100 years, and it's not dying with me, bud, alright? I'm gonna inflict this wound on another human being, so help me God. What's up? I've had a lot of women recently tell me that I look like their ex. How are we interpreting that, right? I'm going with flattering. And here's why, because I haven't had a huge amount of sex in my life, I'll admit that, right? But I'm glad to know at least the idea of me totally fucks. Come on. As a man, it's been a medium amount of sex, I will admit, alright? But as a brand, I'm getting it wet, don't worry about it. I do have a girlfriend who is totally real. Totally real. And we live together now, so we started doing a whole bunch of shit together, right? And recently went on a diet together. And now here's how you spice that up. You put your cheat days together too. For our last cheat day, I had Ben & Jerry's salted caramel core.
Wow. You rebel.
She fucked some dude named Kyle. She was gonna eat ice cream. I'm just kidding. These are jokes, right? We shared the Ben & Jerry's and then we both fucked Kyle. No, we had a pizza. That's what we call Kyle. Because you can split them in half. Man, sometimes you just don't need to riff. Anyway, we had a pizza. It was a nice homemade pizza that she made. I just had to cut it, which is a simple task that I managed to overcomplicate. Here's how. So I take the pizza cutter, I start cutting the pizza, but as I'm cutting the pizza, I realize that when you use a pizza cutter, you yourself become a pizza cutter, right? Guys, it's not just truth, it's wisdom. Now listen, you take the pizza cutter, you put it down, you walk away, right? The pizza cutter is still a pizza cutter, but without you, it can't cut pizzas, right? You can still probably cut a pizza, but you're no longer a pizza cutter, right? So I think we can all agree that maybe we should just make weed illegal again. I don't want to spend any more of my life like this, you know? Watch Deadliest Catch for 10 full minutes just thinking about the fact that if you cut a hole in a net, you reduce the overall number of holes in the net. Who's using this? Philosophy's already pretty useless, and I'm actually making it worse. I don't know, maybe that's up for debate. Oops, I did it again. I don't know. I was raised by a single mother, and that takes a lot of people off guard because it looks a little like I escaped from an island of only dads. Also, if you want to see me naked, the website is also Only Dads.
Everybody gotta make money.
He's up next. Honestly, sir, that's the thing, is like I was only planning on that table interrupting me, so I only have riffs for them. I don't actually, ma'am. Please do not take that as an invitation. No, but I was raised by a single mother, and you know, okay, it kind of shows in a couple of ways, right? Like I'm a little emotional, I don't really get sports, didn't pee standing up till high school, you know, the usual stuff. At high school, I went to a Catholic high school. Yeah, anyone make it through that experience, right? Yeah. I went to a Catholic high school because here's the thing: is white parents don't mind a little child abuse if it looks good on a transcript, right? kids, it's just a matter of paperwork, all right? You gotta cross the T's so you can blacken the I's, you know what I'm saying? That's quality comedy right there, that's as good as it's getting, right? No, here's the thing, okay, because when you say abuse in the Catholic school system, nowadays everybody thinks of sexual abuse, but back in my day we still had emotional and physical on tap, you know? That was because like by the time I went to school, the rule was like you can't hit the kids, right? Which they mostly followed. Mostly about it. Here's the thing, with Catholics, their whole life is about rules, all right? So Catholics are really big on loopholes, you know, right? So if you ever hook up with a Catholic woman who seems like a little too familiar with butt stuff, just know she took her faith seriously once in a while. Don't judge. Don't judge. That's the thing, they love the loopholes, so they can't hit the kids no more, right? So they gotta come up with alternative strategies. There was this one move they like to do called the old grab and scream, that's what I called it. That's where you grab a child by the arm, pull them to the side, and then scream at them full volume in the face, right? And that is a great technique for raising adults who are ready, okay? And this is a huge cultural divide between me and my girlfriend, right? Because she's from the West Coast. Out there, the philosophy is all things grow with love. You know what I mean? Where I'm from, the philosophy is all things grow by screaming at them full volume in the face. We don't love the child abuse stuff here, okay? Okay, but here's the thing, okay? Here's where it gets kind of funny, right? Because the guy who did it the worst was the band teacher. Come on. The band teacher! Can you think of a goofier reason to traumatize children than the French horn? I can't. Have you seen the French horn? It's a preposterous instrument, all right? It's like a giant croissant, and to play it, it's a giant croissant, and to play it, you have to kiss it, cradle it, and fist it, like a petite yet insatiable lover. You know?
A petite yet insatiable.
Bro, when I wrote it, I said it to myself. I was in my room like a petite yet insatiable lover. I am Hemingway, but funny. Actually, no, it's okay. Accidental link. I went to school for fiction writing. That's why I worked construction. And it's like, okay, well, here's the thing. I went to school for fiction writing because I love language, you know, but I get fucked up on it a lot. Now, does anybody in the room remember the classic film Sharknado? Yeah. Here's the thing, I've never seen it because I only wanted the movie that I thought it was. I didn't think it was called Sharknado, I thought it was called Sharknado, right? Like everyone knows it's Sharknado, a movie about a tornado comprised chiefly of sharks. But I thought it was Sharknado, a film about a North Atlantic treaty organization. Comprised chiefly of sharks, yeah, that shit would rule. Yeah. That would be so cool. Well, because it could also be one of those movies that's just like total heavy-handed political metaphor. Those are total Oscar bait. Or in this case, you could say Oscar chum. Now, here's the thing. Some of you didn't like that, but here's the thing. That's a little shark joke that I throw in there for when I lose people with the NATO joke, all right? Because there's two types of crowds. There's Sharknado crowds and Sharknado crowds. Thank you very much.